know what time it is.
How it all works.
Come on.
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 What's up? What's up? What's up? How it all works, family. What's good with you? It's Monday evening, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. in the East. Oh, man, 6 p.m. out West. But listen, we're so excited to be back with another episode of How It All Works Convos and Collabs, sponsored by eCam. I like saying that. Listen, fam. We got a treat in store for you today. So I'm going to rush through my announcements. Let me see if I can get through these quickly because, man, let me tell you, we have a treat. Like this thing, man. I just want to get right to the point, but I do want to share with you guys some of the things that are happening. A good friend of mine, Charles Jackson, who is the host of the show Race Talks Uncut. His season 2 opener is this Thursday, June 10th. We got a little video that I'm going to share a little later that kind of highlights what we're going to be touching on. Some really critical conversations, and I'm excited to be able to join with him, JP, Jermaine, to have that conversation. June 10th, Thursday, on his channel. And one other thing, special thing about his show is he just launched on Roku. So his show is now going to be on Roku. That's so cool. Excited for Race Talks Uncut and for my guy, Charles Jackson. So look for that video. We got a little commercial video coming later in the show. But man, listen, y'all know we moved our merch page to Press and Sew. So pressandsew.com/HIAW. That's where our merch is. If you go to our page, HowItAllWorks.com, and go to the shop link, it's going to take you directly there. So you don't have to learn anything new. But man, let me tell you, same design, better quality, faster service. I can attest to this. And there's so many other creators that are already on their page, I should say. Sylvia and Andrew Nixon. I mean, just phenomenal couple, people of faith as well. So, I mean, me and Kanique just bonded with them immediately. If you have not seen the Midweek Huddle from last Wednesday, where we had Sylvia and Andrew on to talk about Press and Sew, you need to check that out. I was talking to Andrew after the show the next day. This was last Thursday, and he was saying that just from the one show, they've already had 4 meetings from other creators, from other I don't know what you call them, who are trying to work with them to have them host their merch as well. So I'm excited about that. I see you there, Corey and Lakita. It's good to see you here. Devin Chambers, what's good, fam? Thank you for being here. Kanique is in the building. Kanique, that's my rib and my mod, one of my mods, all right? So she'll be putting some links in the chat for those that need it. If you don't know Press and Sew, just check. Saba, what's good, sis? I see you with the eyes coming through. It's good to have you here. Good to have you here. Listen, we got some milestones, man. We got some milestones on the channel, on the YouTube channel, man. Last month, we hit 125,000 views. I just want to pause there. What's good, Charles? I want to just pause there for a second. Like 125,000 views. That is amazing. So I'm excited about that, and for the 350 uploads, TubeBuddy does such a good job of keeping you, informed in terms of your milestones and different things like that. So again, TubeBuddy.com. TubeBuddy is one of those resources. If you're trying to grow on YouTube, it's one of those resources that you definitely want to check out. So I showed this last week. I wanted to show it again. Thank you, Devin. Yeah. Let's clap it up. But I want to show this again, man. We have a lineup coming for you, and it is amazing. Of course, the Next Level Conference was last week, and I'm going to get to our guest for today. But next week we got Melanie Diane Howe, and again, if you have not checked her out, family, you need to go check her out. And I love her quote: "You got to start scrappy, but scrappy doesn't have to be crappy." I love that. So we're excited to have her come through next week. She will be on the live. Oliver Marcel is in the building. Oliver and Denise is in the building. Thank you so much for coming through. He says he made it. I made it, man. Listen, me and Leslie were talking during the countdown clock. That beat you made is still the number one, man. That thing, I don't think I'll ever change that. That's my countdown clock from now on. Like, seasons may change, other things may, but that beat is not going anywhere. So I'm excited you're here. Charles Rogers, what's good, man? But yeah, Melanie Diane Howe, check her out. Then we got Bishop Donald Oliver. He runs this very dynamic ministry, but uses a number of platforms. He is a monster when it comes on to live streaming, a mix of Ecamm and vMix and NDI and several other things that he uses. He puts it all together to serve up a very eclectic, engaging experience for his audience, and I'm glad that we're going to have him on. But I love his quote. It says, "Let's maximize the opportunity to effectively use the tools of technology to share the message of love, help, hope, and healing." That's my guy, Bishop Donald Oliver, and he will be on the show. And then we have Kevin Colby. Kevin Colby, man. This guy is great. I love his content. I just love how straight to the point he is as well. And he says the best time to start was yesterday. The second best time to start is today. And so if you're thinking about your content creator's journey, you're thinking about using live video in your business to kind of shine a floodlight on your brand. Sounds familiar? Then you want to start that. You want to get going, man. You want to get moving on that thing because that can start today. And then, of course, last but not least, I want to do our quote for today's guest. I pulled this right off of his site. It says, I decided to create the future I wanted to see for myself. I absolutely love that. And we're going to dive into what that means. We're going to dive into how we can learn from Leslie Samuel's experiences in just a second. So, man, without any further, a lot going on. There's a couple of other flyers and things that I'm going to be speaking for and stuff that I'm doing that I didn't want to bother you with because I want to get to the point. I want to get our guest on screen so that we can have this conversation. So stay close to your keyboards, man. This is going to be a two-way conversation. We want to engage with you today. How can we monetize our message? Let's get this intro video and let's get Leslie on screen. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let me just say this real quick. HIAW family, y'all need to know that while I love and respect the coach that we have on screen, this person that is our guest today, like while I love and respect him, while he is a juggernaut in his field, like this guy is a monster. This guy is a beast. Some of the people I look up to him, right? All of those things are true, but I want you to know this, right? This is my personal friend. Leslie Samuel and I, oh my goodness, we go way back.
Way back, man.
Like,
should we tell the stories or should we leave it? That's not for... Let's leave the stories alone.
Man, man. Like not by chance. Oh, we're just, let me just leave it alone. Oh my goodness, we go back, family. Like we used to sing together.
Man.
I used to sleep on the floor at his apartment. He used to sleep at the floor on my apartment in college. I remember a not to be mentioned trip down to Florida for spring break.
I have no idea what you're talking about. This might not be true. I don't know if I was ready for this conversation.
Listen. Let's get back.
This was fun.
He's gone.
I'm out, yo. I'm out.
Oh my goodness, man. Listen, guys. I'm excited to have him on. But like in all seriousness, I just want to put that out there right at the beginning. Some folks, some people constantly ask me like, how do you get some of these guys on the show? I'm like, well, they different connections. You meet them in different spaces or different circles that you are in. Yep. This is why I always tell people you want to be in community. If the communities that you want to push in, you want to make sure you find those spaces where the other people are and make sure you start rubbing shoulders. So that's what I do. But in this instance, I just wanted to roll this out here this is a person that I am telling you I could go back with some stories. No, we're not going to do that.
Time. Nah, we're not doing it. Not tonight.
Les, you know that. So Jeffrey was telling me this the other day. He's like, he only owned 2 cars in college. One was my old car. One was your old car.
And what? Exactly. We go, man.
We go way. It is amazing. Man. Oh my goodness. Saba, don't do it, Saba. You're going down memory lane.
Looking at the comment. Leave that one alone, Saba.
Yo, Gina says, "Same Martin Passe." What's good?
Gina
That's good.
House.
Woo!
Yes, sir.
Woo. Listen. I'm trying my best to get back to my notes here. All right. Okay. Look, he's got to
Is
tell
this
you.
about live streaming? I
This
don't
is
know.
supposed
I
to
don't
be
know.
something about live streaming. So for the folks that don't know, and for my replay
Yeah.
squad, for those that are in the comments who are my normal, usual, every week, consistent, faithful How It All Works audience, I do want to throw this out there. This is our first question. We ask it to everybody. Leslie, tell the people a little bit about yourself, who you are, and your relationship to this entire world of live streaming.
Yeah, awesome. So I am Leslie Samuel, originally from the island of St. Martin, the best island in the Caribbean. We're just gonna leave it at that.
We're not even gonna argue.
Yeah, we're not gonna argue. Just accept the fact, accept the reality, and let's move on from there. Moved to Michigan and went to college there, Andrews University, and
yes.
From that started teaching. From that started tinkering out online, trying to figure out this whole blogging and online business and content creation stuff. Been through a number of iterations of what I do, starting from teaching people about freebie websites where you can get a free iPod and or a free TV. The TV that I have in my garage that we use in the gym, I got that for free on one of those freebie websites. But from teaching people about that kind of stuff to teaching people about blogging and online business, started a biology blog, and that just kind of went crazy. There's a lot I could say about that, but that went crazy, started reaching many thousands and tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of people. And, for me, it's always been about creating content that can provide value to somebody, whether that's for a struggling biology student or somebody that's trying to build their business online. They're trying to monetize their message. They're trying to have an impact on the world. We can create content. We can put it out there and inspire others, and we can change the world, literally change the world by changing lives with the content that we create. And recently it's just been about how are you able to do that? How are you able to take what's inside your head and put it out there in a way where it can have an impact on the world? So in terms of my relationship to live streaming, ever since I got into this space, I'm always looking for ways to put content out there. And live streaming, when live streaming came along, or when live streaming became more accessible to average people, it just seemed like it just makes sense, because not only can I create videos and post it on YouTube, but now I can do this and we can have an live interaction and engagement, and you can ask questions and I can respond and we can interact on a deeper level. So my relationship to live streaming is, ever since I started realizing that individuals like you and I can do this kind of stuff, I fell in love with it, and I've been doing it ever since, off and on in different venues. But just the ability to engage people live, it's so powerful, and I just love it.
Man, that is amazing. That is amazing, and I think there's so much there that we can all resonate with. I think what we want to do, because our second question, you pretty much answered already, right? Because I'm about to say, what's your content creator story? And you've basically given us that. But I wanted to, just for a second, dive a little deeper into the biology blog and some of the things that you were able to accomplish with that, and what ended up happening there. I just want to spend a little bit more time there. And I think that's going to help people have some more context around what you bring to the table in terms of your experiences and your expertise.
All right. So I'd been learning about blogging. I'd been learning about video and YouTube and all this stuff. And I'd been teaching people how to do that to grow your business. And then I started wondering, well, what if I were, a lot of people make money just teaching people how to make money, and that's fine. But what if I were to take these same principles and apply it to something completely unrelated to business, completely unrelated to making money online?
Wow.
And at the time, I was a high school science and math teacher that wanted to be a university professor, but didn't want the PhD stuff. Well, I didn't want to do the work and the research that's involved in getting a PhD.
Right.
So I wasn't qualified to be a university professor, but I knew a lot of the content that I'd be teaching as a university professor. So I figured, you know what? nobody can stop me from teaching the content that I want to teach. I'm just
Right.
gonna start making videos, putting it online, and using the same principles that I'd been learning and teaching others, and apply it to something that I'm passionate about. So
Right.
I started my biology blog. I started my biology YouTube channel. I started making these videos explaining these in like concepts of in physiology, because I was targeting physiology students at the university level. So
Right.
I started making that content, putting it on YouTube, putting that on my blog, and starting to grow that audience. And I remember, Kirk, right, the
Wow.
first month that I did it, I got 400 people coming to that blog.
Whoa.
And in my mind at that time, I'm like, wait a minute. Yo, that's 400 people.
400
I've never
people.
been in a class. I've never been in a class with 400 people before.
Straight
And
up.
if I were teaching in a university, I would have maybe 20, 30, maybe 40
Yeah.
people in my class.
My
So for
goodness.
me, that was amazing. And I started to see what kind of power it goes behind creating content.
Content.
So
Right.
first month, 400 people. Second month, 800 people. Third month, it just went from 4 to 8 to 12, and then it went to like 2,000, and then it went to like 4, and then eventually, after a certain amount of time, I had like in a month over 100,000 people coming to this site and consuming this content.
My
Now,
goodness.
I've never met a professor that had 100,000 people in his
No,
class.
never.
But little me in my basement creating content, and it's not like amazing production quality or anything.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
literally me drawing on a screen, and I'm not a good artist. But by doing that, I was able to serve people. I was able to help
Wow.
people and
Wow.
provide a lot of value. So yeah, that kind of evolved in a specific way that, okay, so long story short, it grew, it went crazy, but as a result of that, this little guy here without a PhD, I landed a job as a university professor doing the thing that I wanted to do, but without the PhD. All
This
I
is so
had was my
perfect.
blog and my YouTube videos. So
This is so
it has
perfect.
shown me the power of not just holding on to what you know, but
Right.
actually sharing it and
Yeah,
using
yeah.
it to serve others and provide value to others. So that's when I start talking about this kind of stuff, I just start rambling because of how exciting it is to me. But everybody that's watching this right now,
Yes.
and I'm probably jumping ahead 16 questions, but
No,
everybody
it's
that's
fine. It's
watching
fine.
this right
Do it.
now, you have value to share. You know something that I don't know, and
That's
you
it.
can teach it to me.
That's it.
But what we do is we hold it back because, well, what if nobody comes? Or what if I make a mistake? Or what if, and we fill our heads with
Wow.
this foolishness
Wow.
instead of taking action and creating content and putting our
Wow.
message out there.
Yeah.
So,
My goodness.
yeah,
My
that's
goodness.
a little bit about that story.
Whew, that is that's not a little bit. That is a lot. You said an entire word, and we're only 15 minutes into the show. This is phenomenal. And folks, this is what I want you to do. If you haven't shared the video already, if you haven't tagged your friends in the comments, if you know somebody who has a message, something they've been sitting on, if you have friends who have. We had a guy on the show this past Friday night who lost 100 and something pounds, and he's got this
Wow.
ridiculous work ethic around how he lost it. And we were asking him, what's the recipe? And he's like, well, I'm doing intermittent fasting. I'm doing this and that and this. But to be honest with you, I found my why. And I was like, oh my word, it's amazing. As he was talking, I could hear his entire business plan as he was talking. And I'm saying to him, so you're gonna be launching a business, right? Because you already have clients right here on the show with us, and so I'm hoping that we're gonna reach out to him this week, because that's just what I do. But this is what I'm saying is it's so what you said is so relevant and so real for everybody, and I love that you shared it in your own story, because that's where it's tangible. That's where people can say, oh snap, that's what happened to Leslie. And that was the value that he had to add and bring and give to the world, and I have value too. And that value that I
Absolutely.
have, I need to stop sitting on it and get it out there. I need to get it out there in the broadest way that I know how. And look, live video content creation. This is literally, it's a fingertip away, right? You can
Yep.
do it. You don't need anybody else. And just like Leslie said, you don't have to wait for it to be perfect. It doesn't have to
Nope.
be flawless production or flawless video editing. You know what the value of what you have to share is, and it comes from years of experience, years of tweaking and working and understanding what your given career path and career field is. So that's what we want to get people out here, and so your message is worth money to someone, and that's what we're here to talk about today.
Absolutely.
Is how can we monetize that message? Digital Glow, what's good? I see you checking in. Thank you so much for coming through. I don't know what time it is there in Japan, but I'm glad that you're here with us, hanging out. And yeah, we got a giant on the show today, Leslie Samuel, and I'm excited to have him, man. So imperfect action beats no action every time. See, I this is why I love the
Absolutely.
comment section. This is why I love the comment
Love
section.
it. Love it.
That's gold right there. And I just wanted to put that on screen for somebody in the replay squad to be able to read that and see that and be like, yeah, Digital Glow is talking to me. Digital Glow is talking to me. Listen, this is what I want to do. I want to throw this question up here for our audience, right? This is I want to throw this question up here. Do you feel called to create? Now I know that there's a delay and it's going to take, our audience a little bit of time to start coming up with answers to this. And so, yeah, the answer, yes or no, do you feel called to create? And then the follow-up answer is, so if so, share with us what you feel that calling is. What do you feel that calling is? Plus size T with Dear Rose says, hello, guys. I think she's saying help. Bryant Taylor says Leslie is dropping gems. BT is in the building. David Hunt says, yes, I feel called to create. And so, Leslie, let us answer that. We're going to go ahead and answer that question first. I definitely feel called to create, and I feel called to create content that is based around live video strategy. And that's what I've set out to do. I am an IT professional by trade and training, and I went through the whole gambit from being a level 1 technician, help desk, all the way to being CTO and CIO. Left that last year around this time, coming up on the anniversary of that actually, and went into full-time content creation and working for myself. And so, yes, definitely feel the call to create, and yes, definitely pushing forward in that space. Leslie, what's your answer to the question?
Do I feel called to create? I'm gonna go with yes, and I'm gonna go
I
with
think
yes
so.
yeah. I think I'm gonna go with yes, and I'm gonna go with yes in a specific way.
Yes.
I can't imagine myself not creating.
Good.
Like when it was, I remember it was a time when I was considering leaving my job because I either had to leave my business or I had to leave my job. It was just too much.
One or the other.
And
Right.
Marguerite
right.
and I were having the conversation, like, what should I do? And the reality was I felt like I didn't want to leave my job because it was the job that I wanted, right? That dream job, university professor. I didn't want to leave that job. And when I thought about leaving my business and the content that I was creating and the value that I was providing, I just couldn't see myself doing that.
Wow.
So do I feel called to create? Absolutely.
Wow.
And if so, what do you feel that calling is? I feel like I've been able to create a life where I have time freedom. I'm able to spend time with my family. I'm able to travel the world and have an impact on people. I'm able to work with people one-on-one or in groups or at events and so on that brings about change in their lives. I feel like I have like such a fulfilling life, and that more people need to be able to experience that.
Yeah.
Because before this, I was working at a job that I loved,
Right.
but I felt like a slave, honestly. Like you're just constantly going and constantly working and constantly doing this and constantly doing that. And I found a way where I can create leverage by creating content. So for me to hold that back from others, it just seems like an injustice to keep that for myself. I am obligated, I am compelled to create that content so that people can see that there is another way to live your life. And not that my way is the perfect way, but it just feels so much better than the previous way. So if I can help somebody else experience that, then that's what it's all about.
My goodness, man, I'm glad I had the thing on screen. I'm going to definitely clip that part out because that answer was just so perfect. I think that's one of the things that let me say it the way Robert Ginyard said it. He said, "Amen, Leslie, purpose work." Purpose work. I love that, Robert. I love that. Yes. And thank you for being here today. Man, we got a lot of comments coming through. And this is what I love about posing questions to the audience. David Hunt says, yes, I feel called to create, right? So he says yes. BT says yes. He says yes, right? Plus size T with Dear Rose. Dear Rose says yes, right? She put the Z's on there. Right? I'm loving that. Egu Wangpa says, I am shockingly creative. And I have to say, Woo, I am not, I didn't know you agreed with me on, because I was like, man, Woo is definitely a creative. Like, your show on LinkedIn is phenomenal. Yeah. But the fact that you're designing those scenes and layouts all by yourself in Canva is I'm like, this guy is amazing. So you definitely have some other things in there, brother. Not just finance, not just DEI. You are a creative as well. I love that. Robert Ginyard says, thank you, Kirk. Continue the good work. You are called for sure on so many levels. Corey and Lakita, that's awesome. Who is behind Buying Guy, His Wife, Their Life. They're saying, just know that Kirk and Leslie were born to create. You don't do what they do as well as they do just by training and a little bit of practice. Look. Cut from the same cloth. Oh, my sis, the Right Reverend Bishop. I forgot the other terms. Diana Gladney is on the line.
Diana is in the house. What's up?
Oh, man, I'm glad to see her here, man. And she says, this is her next comment. She says, create leverage by creating content. Gold.
That's it.
Absolute gold, Diana. Absolute gold. Create leverage by creating content. Robert Ginyard says there's a difference between paycheck work and purpose work. I'm glad that you expounded a little bit. I'm glad you expounded a little bit, Robert. That's good right there. Paycheck work and purpose work.
I feel like we have a show on the comments. Just an entire show on these comments, yo. That's what's up, man.
Oh my goodness. So Digital Glow, I'm glad that she put it in two parts. He says, yes, I feel called to create in two areas: high school mathematics to my underrepresented population, and two, digital and search engine optimization strategies to small and underserved business owners. I love that, Digital Glow. I know we've been talking. Me and you have been talking some, and I'm hoping that you're going to stick around, because we're going to go right after we play this quick little commercial video on Race Talks Uncut. We're going to go to Leslie Samuel's site, and we're going to look at some of the content he has on the Monetize Your Message page. And I think you're definitely going to want to see some of this stuff, man. So excited for the conversation we've been having thus far. We still have a couple of questions. Still have a couple of questions. I see people are chatting with one another in the comments. This is why I love this live video. You can't get this anywhere else. But yeah, let's get this video, Les. And again, Race Talks Uncut is by my guy, Charles Jackson. And I'm excited to be on the show with him this coming Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So definitely come and check us out. What's up, fam? It's your boy Kirk Nugent, the Geek Speaker Preacher, and I'm excited about Race Talks Uncut. Listen, on my channel, How It All Works, you know what we do. It's all about live video strategy. I teach small businesses, entrepreneurs, and faith-based entities how to simplify live video mechanics to shine a floodlight on their brand. We literally build brands with live video because we feel that live video is your digital storefront. But I'm so glad that Charles Jackson has created this space called Race Talks Uncut. A couple weeks ago, we got a chance to sit down and chat about race. That wasn't our purpose. We were just chatting because we like to chat. But in our conversation, we realized, man, so much diversity in terms of our backgrounds and our experiences. And as we began sharing some of that stuff, a lot of things came to light. Eyes were opened, perspectives got shifted. And so we hope to capture some of that moment. We want you to join us on the show, Race Talks Uncut. This is the season 2 opener. Excited about it. It's going to be June 10th. Thursday, June 10th at 7 p.m. We want you guys to be there. We want you to be in the comments. We want you to engage with us. We want you to come with an open mind, ready to talk about these issues, to talk about the headlines that have plagued us, not only in the recent weeks, but over the past years, right? It's an epidemic almost, right? Just as much as the pandemic itself, right? COVID-19. We want to talk about these things. We want to hear one another, really hear one another. We want to heal, and we want to engage in a way that we have not done before. And again, so excited that Charles Jackson has created this space for all of us to come together and have this conversation. So join me and the crew, join Charles Jackson, Race Talks Uncut, Thursday, June 10th, 7 p.m. Let's get in there and let's get it. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. So yeah, fam, if you're free Thursday evening, come check us out. We're going to be on Charles Jackson's page. We're going to be talking about some serious stuff, and we definitely want a lively audience to join us. But listen, we're back again. Still very excited to have my guy Leslie Samuel here with us. And listen, we've been talking about, are you called to create? And if so, what is that? We've been talking about Leslie's, his creator story and some of the things that he's experienced there. He talked about his biology blog and some of the, things that he experienced with that as well. I'm hoping that you've been tracking with us. And again, my replay squad, make sure you're talking to us in the comments. I respond to all your comments. So make sure you are chatting with us in those comments as well. Right now on screen, we have a very unique setup that I got a chance to experience myself with Leslie a week or two ago. And it is called Monetize Your Message. And I absolutely love what you've got here. And I'm just going to turn the time over to Leslie. Talk to us about what we're looking at on screen.
Yeah, so monetize your message, man. This is something that I came up with because I wanted to create an event. I wanted to create an experience where people could come for a certain period of time, in this case, 3 days. And over those 3 days, they can get clarity on what their message is. They can then get clarity on how do you create the kind of content to attract the people that you are looking to attract with that particular message. How do you build that out into a business? And I'm dealing with primarily online business. How do you build an online business and build out a sales funnel around your message? So you know who you're targeting, you know what your message is, you're creating the right kind of content to attract that particular person, you're growing that audience. You have structures in place to monetize that so that you can, you got to make some money, right? If you're trying to do this thing as a business, you got to make some money. How do you make that into a reality? So over the span of 3 days, this is like a working event. You're there, you're getting some training and presentations and all that good stuff. But for a significant portion of that event, you're actually working, and then you're getting feedback, and then you're working in groups. And by the end of the event, you have a blueprint that is customized to the business that you are trying to create, so that you can walk away and you know exactly what you need to do. You leave with sales copy written, like you write out a sales page for a product that you're selling or a product that you plan on selling at some point in the future. You leave with if you're building a house, you got to get a blueprint, right?
Right.
And once you have that blueprint, everybody knows what to do. That is what you are leaving with when it comes to your online business, when it comes to the message that you are trying to monetize. So that's what Monetize Your Message really is all about.
Yeah, I love that. I love it. And the website is give us the link again. I'm going to
monetize2021.com. If you go to monetize2021.com,
To go
that's going to
back over
take you
here
over to that site that Kirk is looking at right
right
now. It
now.
is a 3-day event. It is happening again in August, from August 15th through August 17th. And it's a serious production. Um, but not just in terms of the production, it's a serious, like, you are going to come and you're going to leave, quite frankly, you're gonna leave drained. Like, you're gonna leave, man. Like, what
Oh
what did you
man.
just pull out of me over the span of 3 days? I had some people in the event on the end of the first day. They say things like, "Man, I've been trying to figure this thing out for years. We are
Years.
just one day in, and I feel like I have a plan. I feel like I know what I need to be doing." And
Let
that for me is just amazing.
let me jump in as well. I attended. So what I was alluding to earlier is that I attended the April version of the of Monetize Your Message, and it was phenomenal. Not just from the standpoint of, gaining significant value and being able to build out some of these systems and processes, understanding certain things about your core business that you may not have understood before. So that was super valuable. But the other thing that was really valuable was interacting with people who, while they have a
Yep.
different focus and a different message, they're very much doing the same thing. I have at least 5 or 6 emails from and phone numbers from people that I met in the small groups, in the breakout sessions from Monetize Your Message, people that I'm still in touch with even to this day. And
Yep.
so it wasn't just, so yes, it was ridiculous value from Leslie and the other speakers that came through. The speakers were phenomenal, by the way. I'm not going to name them, but their speakers were phenomenal. But also just from the standpoint of networking and the way that Leslie and the MYM team, right, Monetize Your Message team, did this event was something that I will never, literally will not forget, because it was memorable. Even though I was at home, I still felt like I was
Yeah.
very much in the conference hall with people, rubbing shoulders. I had to change my schedule some because I thought maybe I could do a couple of things while I was attending, and I realized, like, wait a minute, they've got breakout sessions. Wait a minute, I got to get my camera on. Wait a minute, so I had to shift some things around. But it was a phenomenal event, and I one that I highly recommend. And again, even as we look to this question, um, let me just respond to Doc Rock real quick. So first of all, let me say, what's good, Doc Rock? Congrats on 10K. I just want to say that in front of everybody. 10K. Doc Rock just hit 10K this week, and you got to let me know, Doc, when you want to do this celebration. I'm ready, man. So you just let me know. I want to host the celebration for you, man. A live stream for your celebration of 10K, hitting 10K subscribers on YouTube. But Doc Rock says, Wagwan. This guy is not from the Caribbean, but, well, yes, he is actually. Let me take that back. He is from the Caribbean. He is. He actually is. He's got roots in the Caribbean, but he said, so it's like bush tea for your business. What do you think, Leslie?
Yes, I love it. Everybody got it. Listen, your
Listen.
business is struggling. It needs some bush tea.
Bush tea.
You know what I'm saying? That fixes everything.
I love it. That fixes everything, man. Just drink this. Drink this. You'll be fine. Just drink this. Oh man,
I love
but
it.
thank you, Doc Rock, for coming through. Gina says, "Go MYM team." I'm excited about this, man. Really, really, really excited about what we're seeing here.
Gina is on the MYM team, and so
Perfect.
here's the thing, right? What we wanted to do, and this was a big thing, because there's a bunch of virtual events. You're hearing about virtual events
Right.
all the time, right?
Right.
I wanted to create something where you feel like you're there, like you feel like you're a
Nice.
part of it. It doesn't feel like, oh, this is another Zoom meeting, right? The engagement, the way you're able to work with others and collaborate, and just the seamless transitions. And I wanted to
Nice.
make it more valuable to be at this virtual experience than it would have been for you being at an in-person experience. And with the team, that's what we were talking about. Like, how can we make that happen? Everything
Wow.
from the check-in process to what happens during the events and during the breaks and all that good stuff. Just trying to make it as real as possible, so that man, there were tears shed.
Oh
People came
yes.
there and they didn't
Oh
expect to
yes.
cry. People are like connecting in deep ways, and they're like,
Yeah.
"What are you
Yeah.
guys doing to us? What is happening here?" That is what we wanted, and we were able to somehow create that virtually. And
Yeah.
hats off to the team, because I could not have done it without them. They did an amazing job. But yeah, it's really a place where if you're struggling to figure out, hey, how do I even make this happen? Or you're making it happen and you're thinking, how do I take it to the next level? Then that's the place,
Wow.
monetize2021.com.
Wow. Monetize2021.com. I'm asking my mods to go ahead and put that in the chat if you can. Monetize2021.com. Put that in the chat so we can have that link there. I will also, for my replay squad, will have that link in the description of the video. So you can just go right there to the description, click that link, and go ahead and check out the page. Read up on what he has to offer there, and then we can see you there. We can get you in. Charles Jackson says, "Dope. Thank you for being here, Charles." Listen, I want to throw this other question on screen here for you, Leslie. And it's basic. I think you've probably answered it in bits and pieces several times now, but just so we have it in a succinct fashion, like to explain to the audience what does it really mean to monetize your message. So we've already had them go through the exercise of answering the question, do you feel called to create? And if so, what is that calling? And some people were very detailed in telling us what they want to do. I think Digital Glow talked about serving giving search engine optimization and online strategies to underserved businesses, small businesses. And so what would it mean then to monetize this message, Leslie?
Yes. So we all have a message, whether we think so or not. We have a message, and creators, those people that want to create content, they want to create content and put it out there to help others, to provide value, to grow an audience, and all that good stuff. But for me, if you're going to be doing that, especially if you really want to do that, you got to make some money. And I'm all for making some money, because you know what? If
Yes.
you can make money with the message that you feel called to share,
Whew.
then you have the recipe for living a fulfilled life right there, right?
My
Because I
goodness.
can share what I feel called to create, and I don't have to worry about, okay, but now I have to go to my day job to try to make ends meet. No, the thing that I'm passionate about, I
Mm.
can build a business around that. I can set up systems to where the content is going out. People are coming from the free content to subscribing to my email list. And from on my email list, I have systems and processes in place to introduce them to more
Yes.
value, but also introduce them to how I can serve them even deeper in exchange for some money. All right.
Right.
If
Right.
if you're offering web design services, or you're offering tutoring services, or you have an ebook or a course that you want to create, you can create that and build that into your system, so that over time, as you share this message, you start making money and you can build a business, so that eventually, if your goal is to leave your job and do this full time, so that you have the option of doing that. That to
Absolutely.
me is what monetizing your message is.
Oh my
Not just
goodness.
that, for me to put this event together, it costs money, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If I'm able to make more money, I'm able to make a better event. If I'm able to make more money, I'm able to invest in a team. And as my team grows, I'm able to do more and serve more and have a bigger impact.
That's
That
it.
for me is what it's all about. So as we're thinking about the message, as we're thinking about putting out there, don't just think small. Don't think about just putting it out there. Think about, how can you do it in a way where it is taking care of itself financially,
Right.
it's taking care
Right.
of you financially, and then some. That
And
for me
then
is what it's
some.
about.
Wow, wow, wow. One of the one of the when I was doing some background work on my presentation on purpose for an event that I spoke at a couple weeks back. One of the things that I came across was this phrase where the nexus or crossroads where your vocation and your calling meet is where you find purpose. And
Mm,
one of the things that you just
yes.
shared right there is is that you can monetize your message. Your message is part of your calling. Your message is part of what you feel like it's innate. It's inside you. It's burning a hole in it's shut up in your bones like fire, right? You have to
Yep.
get it out
Yep.
there. But there's really no reason, and this is the piece that's so critical. There's no reason why you can't make money off of that too. There's no reason why.
Absolutely.
And what I've been learning from people like Leslie and Diana and others is that there are people, your tribe, want to support what you're doing. You've got to give them systematic opportunities to be able to do that. And what he's offering at this space is the framework. I keep on talking about this framework from the Next Level conference, but he's offering people the blueprint in terms of how you can put all those pieces together, right? And roll it out in a way that your audience, your crew, your tribe can consume it and be able to support your message as well. And then again gives you that cushion to be able to say, okay, I can leave some of this other stuff alone and focus in on what I'm doing here. This is amazing. This is awesome stuff, man. We only have one more question, and we're going to dive into the collab piece. What advice can you offer for creators who want to make a living off of their content and message? Now, I know the first piece of advice is going to be if you can make the investment in yourself. And I've been saying this for the last 2-3 months, folks. How are you investing in yourself? How are you investing in yourselves? But if you can make the investment in yourself, then by all means, go to the Monetize Your Message conference, right? Monetize Your Message conference. This is what are the dates again? Leslie, you said it's August.
Yeah, that's August 15th through 17th.
August 15th through 17th. Monetize2021.com. The link is in the chat. I see it on Facebook. We're going to get it over on YouTube. But that's one way. But I'm posing this question to Leslie right now. This is our final question of our formal questions. Of course, anybody that is in the chat, if you want to be able to give us some questions, we'd love those. But I want to pose this question to Leslie right now, and that is, what advice can you offer creators who want to make a living off of their content and message?
Yeah, that's a good one. My advice to you would be to treat it like a business. Like, yeah, you're creating content. It's fun sometimes, usually. If you're creating the right kind of content, it is fun. Right now, we're having a lot of fun. But yes, create content, but treat it like a business. I see too many examples of people that they've been creating content. They have all these followers, but they don't actually have a business in place. The reality is, in most cases, your content is not your business. It's part of your business. It's really your marketing. But if you don't have anything to market, you're not going to make any money. So actually treat it like a business. Think through, who am I serving? How am I serving them? What am I going to sell to them? How am I going to sell it to them? And how am I going to sell at different levels? So I have my low priced offerings, my mid-level offering, and my high priced products. And think through that as you are building this. And, a lot of people, I used to tell people, hey, in the beginning, don't worry about making money. Just focus on providing value. And there's a mindset issue with that. The mindset issue with that is what you're basically saying is that when you charge people for something, you're not providing value. No, that's not the way it is. You get people to invest in themselves when they, I could have done this conference 100% free of charge. I decided not to do that. Why? Because I know that if it was another free event, people would sign up. They might come, they might not come. Right. And if they come, they might come in and check out. No, we had, I don't remember the exact number, but almost every single person that registered for this event they showed up. And the number of people that came on day one was the number of people minus maybe one or two that came on day 3 because they were invested. If I didn't charge, they wouldn't have been as committed. So I've started to look at, whether it's the free content that I put out there or the paid content that I put out there, this is all ways of these are ways of serving the people that I am called to serve. So you don't have to hold that back. in the beginning. No, provide value and don't hold it back, and do that from the very beginning. So treat it like a business. Think about your monetization strategy. Think
Right.
about what you're going to be selling. And then as you're creating your content, you are keeping all of that in mind to provide as much value as possible to the people that you feel called to serve.
Wow. 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 Wow, 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 wow. Folks, it doesn't get much better than that. In fact, that last answer that he gave may as well have been, your introductory coaching session with Leslie, because that was gold, absolute gold. Let me tell you something. Let me give a personal testimony here. One of the things I got a chance to do when I first left my job last year around the same time was to sit with Leslie for an hour and a half. It was 90 minutes, right, Les? It was
Yep.
about a 90-minute
Yep.
coaching session. We sat down, and he told me, my phone needed to be off. I needed to be completely, free of distractions. And we talked. And there's some really pivotal questions that we dealt with. It was surreal, because I've known Leslie for a very long time. I started the show by telling you guys I've known this guy for a very long time. But it was surreal because in that moment he was like, "I'm no longer your friend. I'm now in coach mode, and I want to ask you some very tough questions." And let me tell you, I was wiggling. I was trying to wiggle away from them, because I it's my friend. I was like, "Oh, let me just no." But what I want to say is it helped me to win a mental battle. And I think this is what he was giving us in his last answer. You've got to be okay with charging for your value. You've got to be able to put a price tag on it. You have to, if you're going to be in business for yourself. You want to monetize your message. It's not just some dump truck of money out there that you're waiting to come stop by your house. That's not how it works. I love what I said. That's not how it all works. But how it does work, how it does work is you've got to give people opportunities to support what you're doing. And the way you give them opportunities is by putting a price tag on certain things that you're offering, and giving them value in different ways. And so one of the things that you got to do is, as he put it in 3 different tiers: your free content, but free costs them something. Maybe you're adding them to your mailing list. Maybe you're doing other things. And then there's your mid-tier content. And then there's your, big ticket items that you may offer your audience. But whatever that is, you've got to structure it in a way. I love this one simple answer that he gave us, which is you've got to treat it like a business. You've got to treat it like a business. Listen, man, we got so many people in the comments. I see. Let me go back here a second. Digital Glow says, catch this one. Read this one, Leslie, for me. Read Digital Glow's comment for me.
Oh, price is set by the business owner. Value is set by the consumer or the client.
Oof.
Oh.
I hope Digital Glow and several others are going to join us in a few minutes as we get ready to transition to the after party. If you don't know what that is, the ticker has been scrolling this whole time, the entire time we've been live. 50 minutes we've been live now, and the ticker's been scrolling. But if you go over to buymeacoffee.com/KirkRNugent, you can go right at the first extra right there, HIAW live Q&A session right there. Go ahead and grab your ticket to the live Q&A session on Zoom. You'll be able to jump into Zoom with us in the next 10 minutes. And so Digital Glow, I hope that you're going to join us. But man, because your comment just absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. Blind Guy, His Wife, Their Life. This is their comment. Catch this one, Leslie.
Investing is real. So yes, help others invest in themselves with real real value. That's
Real
what's up,
value.
Man.
Wow, that is amazing. That is amazing. That is amazing. Kevin Cox, I see you out there. Thank you for being here. Doc Rock again. He said that's not how it all works. I love it, Doc. Kevin says great message right there with putting a value on your knowledge. I love that, Kevin Cox. I love that. Big Duke says, Brother Kirk, salute fam. Salute to you, Doc. Thank you for being here. And man, let me tell you, the comments, you see, this is why I love live video. It's such a rich experience. Yes, me and Leslie are on screen, but you guys are also adding value as well. And I think even from our replay squad, that's why I want you to comment. Don't just watch this and leave. I want you to watch it and comment, because you know that I respond to all your comments. I'm scalping tickets. Doc Rock. Doc Rock says he's
We ever got
scalping
comic
tickets.
relief in the
Oh
house.
my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right. So everybody knows it's 7:54. So this is our closeout question. I'm posing it to the those who are in the comment section, those who are watching with us live. What video topic could we collaborate on? Okay, for my replay squad, what video would you like to see me and Leslie do? Talk to me. The videos, as I've mentioned before, these videos are collab videos. I'm working on a couple. I have a number of them scheduled actually this week, even trying to knock out some of these collab videos. But man, let me tell you, they have been packed with value. We're trying to keep them under 7 minutes, and we want to make sure that we're touching on the topic that you guys have shared with us. So Leslie, while they're trying to come up with concepts and topics for us to touch on, what would you want to do a video on? What would you want to collaborate on a video on?
Yeah, so I didn't think about this beforehand, but what just came to my mind as I saw that, I'll just tell you what it was, is like the tech behind a virtual event type of a thing. Like how I did like the setup here for the virtual event.
That's it.
That's the first thing that came to mind.
That's
because
it.
I think people will be very fascinated by a lot of the tech that was involved in that.
Listen, that's it. That's it right there. I know the rest of you guys, Doc Rock. I know the rest of you guys are going to. I know the rest of you guys are trying to come up with some topics as well, but let me tell you, the tech behind the virtual event, but behind MYM, I'm going to put that in my notes right here. I'm typing that right now. Man,
that would be hot.
That's a done deal. I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. Wow. Listen, I want to take the last few minutes that we have here, Les, to just give you a chance to tell people where they can find you, follow you. I'm going to put your website up on the screen. I know we showed the tech of virtual events. David Hunt is in agreement with us. But I know we showed your other page, right? The Monetize Your Message page. But I wanted people to see IamLeslieSamuel.com, and I want to make sure that Kirk said between Listen, Doc Rock, you're on 1000 tonight, man. Gina says she likes it less. A blind guy, his wife, their life says collab on creating value through tech for a virtual event. Okay, all right. We got some stuff coming through there. Les, you still with me? Let me see here. Am I still online? Anybody? Okay, good. I'm going to. I want to say, you know, a guy. I'm here for it. David Hunt says I'm here for it. It looks like I may have lost Leslie. I'm not certain what happened there. But one of the things I wanted you guys to know real quick as we get ready to close things out here is, thank you, David Hunt. I really like the idea. Great idea for our new show. What tech is in your studio and why? Ooh, Kevin Cox. I like that. That's a really great one. In fact, I'm going to write that one down as well. Yes. Let me see here. Yeah, you're back, Leslie. You're back. What? Well, I'm writing that right. Well, I'm Kevin Cox. I'm writing that idea down right now. What's in your studio and why? That's a great show idea. Thank you for throwing that out there. Thank you, everybody, for giving. Because honestly I thought I was offline because I was like, oh boy. But we are back.
Bro,
and
everything just went black in here. I was like, what the heck is going on?
Listen, this is why. Listen, it's all live. This is live. You know, you can't fake this stuff. This is live video. But
no, you can't.
What I want you guys to know, and Leslie's going to tell you some stuff as well, but you can follow Leslie right here on IamLeslieSamuel.com. He has a ton of content here just on this page alone. If you go to resources, he's got a ton of content that's there and available for you. So definitely check that out. Y'all are clowning in the comments. But Leslie, anything else you wanted to add in terms of projects you have coming up other than Monetize Your Message that people can find you, follow you, and support you?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, is IamLeslieSamuel.com. I have the Leslie Samuel Show podcast in any podcast app that you use. You can connect with me there, and then monetize your message. That's pretty much it, man.
Wow, 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 wow. I know we were man, we are just at our time. It's like 7:59. I'm literally for those that you listen, I'm telling you once more, I'm clicking the button to start the Zoom room. I'm literally starting the Zoom room right now. And for my supporters that are on buymeacoffee.com, you guys are already probably in the Zoom room or can be in the Zoom room if you want to be in the Zoom room, because it's just as simple as clicking the link that you got from buymeacoffee.com/Kirk R. Nugent. But for those that do want to join us, we're going to go ahead and jump into that room right now. But Leslie, don't go anywhere. I'm going to close things out by myself on screen here, but I am so glad to have you as a guest, and we're going to have you back. It has just been amazing. So much great content, so much value that you're able to add and answer questions and share with folks how they can really look into the nuts and bolts of monetizing their message. Thank you so much, bro.
Hey, thanks for having me on, bro.
Listen, family, it's another one is in the books. Another show is in the books. And if you're watching the replay, I hope that you have gotten some value from this, and you're going to be able to engage with me in the comments as well. And if you have questions for Leslie, leave them in the comments as well. I'll pass them along to Leslie. I know how to get in touch with him. I kind of have tabs on him. But listen, it's been an amazing journey and an amazing ride in this 1 hour episode that we've just had, talking about how we can monetize your message. And again, I'm hoping that you pulled something away from that. I'm hoping that you were able to peek behind the veil, hoping that you saw those puzzle pieces come together, hoping that you had that aha moment with the light bulb going on. Essentially what I'm saying is I'm hoping that somewhere in the video today, you were able to figure out how it all works. And we'll see you in the next video.